face. Okay, good morning, Alex will know me, and just the short introductions of myself. Welcome for the next 5-day course. All right, let's not so much about whether you're going to do things like how you're going to prepare for your exam. Every day there'll be different topics to cover up, but today's topic is a bit different, so I need your participations. You pay the money, make sure you make use of it. Okay, answer the questions. Okay, it's something new for Alex. So Alex has been with me for many months. So guys, you all are next year. Correct me if you disagree, unless you're signing the right course. So Jimmy, can you please turn on your camera? And Jovan also please turn on your camera. All right, because these are all recorded and attendance is taken. I have to show it to my boss. All right, thank you so much. Right, thank you, Jimmy. Thank you, Jovan. Please show me full face. Don't show me half face. I told you already. Because I feel very insulting by showing half face because it's showing me your hairstyle and don't have much hair, right? Hi, Jovan. Thanks for waking up everyone at this time for the next 5 days. And I promise you at the end of it, you will not lose out anything. Hopefully on the Thursday itself, I'm inviting one of the speaker all the way from Indonesia, and it's my boss. As you can see that right below, there's this called Eco-Friendly. Okay, Uncle Raymond's also doing eco-friendly things. So the Thursday itself will be a green environment and talk about it. All right, for today, what we're going to cover is this. Okay, I'm going to get out my slide. All right, there's the slide here. Okay, why must we study English, and is English important? Is the language important to us? Which is more important to you, numbers or words? We're going to cover this, and then we're going to have about 10 minutes break. Okay, so this is recommended and a presentation and productions by GLC, and then your parents will sign you out. So hopefully next year, now guys, you are no more set 1. I hope you understand you all are now going to be officially set 2. Okay, please officially set 2. After this introductions, I expect you guys to give me at least 1 minute of your presentations. It sounds a bit every time I attend any seminar, any courses, there's an Asian symptom. They say, okay, you go first, you go first. Whereas the Americans and the Westerner would like to be very enthusiastic about and like to introduce themselves. So you guys are going to be set 2 and then move on. Next year is a very critical year for all of you, okay? So let's move on. So later, Alex, at 10:45, please remind me to have a 10 minutes break, okay? Okay, my background. Okay, I've been a postgraduate for my universities in Sheffield as well as University of England. Both are England's university. I do have a specialist diploma course and NRE trains, advanced diploma. Recently I got it, so I got 3 diploma and 2 degree. I may be pursuing next year a law degree or maybe an education or psychological degrees for master. So this is my background. Okay, I've been teaching in the school for 7 years as a discipline teacher, a counseling, and my specialty is social study, English, and history. As a form teacher, mostly on the NA class. I think most of you know what is the NA class, also from Express. My school previously was a Christian school. So I'm presently also a volunteer police officer. As a volunteer police officer, you know what I do, right? I'll patrol with my regular around my vicinities of my areas here. So I just passed out last year as a police officer, so doing my duty. So sometime Alex will know, sometime I might miss out certain classes because of country conference. So I served the Singapore Armed Forces when I was 18 years old. I served in MOE for 7 years, and now I'm serving in the police force. So this is my little background. I got 3 children. My 2 eldest is already 26 and 22. Okay, they were also formerly my ex-students, and then my nephew and nieces are also presently my students as well. And some of my ex-students already become doctors, lawyers, and businessmen. Some, sadly to say, went to boys' home. You know what is boys' home or Kaiwen? You know what is a boys' home? Tian Yi, Chen Xing, you know what is a boys' home and girls' home? Huh? So very sad to say some of the students are there. Some I even lost 3 of my students when I was teaching in my school. Lost means 就是拜拜了 kick the bucket 死掉了 okay very sad that's the history of me, and I enjoy teaching, but recently I quit because presently I'm taking care of my mommy with the dementia. I'm the only child. Okay, so I enjoy writing. I enjoy doing a lot of things like recently I'm doing eco-friendly things. So this is about me. Okay, so Alex, will you mind just to introduce yourself in 1 minute before we go on to the next slide?
Hi guys, I'm Alex. I'm from Hwa Chong Secondary School, and I don't have much to say actually.
Okay, tell me about your hobbies. Set 2, right? You're from Hwa Chong.
Yeah.
So how do you enjoy studying?
Depends on the language.
Depends on the language.
Or the subject.
Or the subjects. Okay, thank you so much. Nigel, your turn, please.
Hello, I'm Nigel. I'm from Yishun
Hi.
Town.
Yishun Town. Yishun Town. You're from Yishun Town.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I have student from there. Okay.
Uh,
They're very good school. Carry on.
I like to read.
Well done. Some more.
I don't know.
Okay, no problem. I'll get you later on. Long Jie. Long Jie, your long is really that long as in dragon, that long, is it? No. Is it? No. Okay, Long Jie, please unmute your mic and introduce yourself, please.
Hi, I'm Long Jie. I'm from Nanhua.
That's all?
Yeah.
Okay. Ha-Ling, your turn.
Hello, my name is Chen Han Lin. I'm from Chung Cheng High School.
The main one, is it?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't really have a specified hobby at the time. I just do whatever comes to my mind at the point and whatever I feel like doing.
Okay. You sounds like a DJ to me, your voice. Very good. Seriously. Okay. By the way, here for the next 5 days, there's no racism, sarcasm, no vulgarity. Okay. You can scold Uncle Raymond by all means. Make your day. Seriously, Alex will know me. Okay. Please do not treat me as a teacher. Here, I'm your Uncle Raymond. Thank you, Chen Si.
Hi, I'm Chen Si. I'm from Evergreen Secondary School.
From which school?
Evergreen.
Oh, Evergreen. I just talked to my goddaughter yesterday about her brother, whether to join in Evergreen. I think I got another student in Evergreen as well. Okay. Hi, Chen Si. Yes. Any more?
No.
That's all. Okay. Taiwan?
Hi, I'm Kaiwan from Raffles, and well, I don't really have anything interesting to share about myself. So yeah.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Tianyi? Two of my ex-students was from RI. After graduating, now one of them as usual, Kaiwan. They go to boys to men. So yeah, okay. In Bishan, right? All right. RGS is going to be there also, right? If I'm not mistaken. Right. Thank you, Kaiwan. Thank you, sir. Tianyi, your turn. Yes, Tianyi, I can't hear you. Sorry. Anything to introduce yourself? Where you from? Which school you from? Yes, Tianyi. I can't hear you. Oh, your mic. Okay, never mind. You can type your answer. Okay. Ying Ting, correct me if I'm wrong. If I pronounce your name correct me, ma'am. What is your hobby?
I don't have one.
So which school are you from?
Canberra Sec.
Canberra Secondary. Oh, okay. Thank you. So what do you do most of the time?
Listen to music.
Okay, K-pop.
No,
Oh, English music?
something like that.
No,
Okay.
Francis.
Okay, thank you. Hi, morning, Jovan, sir. Jovan happy. Yes, Jovan. You must look happy lah. Okay, Jovan. Which group?
Hi, my name is Jovan and I'm from Fairfield.
Fairfield Methodist. Is it Geylang Fairfield Methodist?
Yeah,
Okay. Near the Aljunied MRT there, right? Is that one?
yes.
Okay. Yeah, my ex-colleague was there. Okay. How what is your favorite hobby or what CCA? What do you do?
I'm in robotics club. I build robots.
Oh my gosh, you build robots. Well, I was in one of my CCA robotic clubs, but honestly, Jovan, don't tell the rest. The rest can't hear us, okay? I don't like the CCA. It's so boring for me sit there, watching them to move the robots here and there, move and there, until Uncle Raymond was so sleepy. For 1 year, I told my CCA in charge, hey, can I go back to football or track and field? But my school did very well for the robotics. But I think you are doing the right things, Jovan, because next few years, everything is all about AI. You know what AI stands for, right? Artificial intelligence. Okay, you know about how to do Python? You know it's Python coding? Alex will tell you what I mean by Python. Thank you, Jovan. Jimmy, your turn, please. Good morning, man.
I'm Jamie and I'm from NJC.
NJC, is it? Is it the NJC IP school?
Yeah.
Thank you. Anything else?
No, I don't have a hobby.
Okay, thank you so much, everybody. I heard you. Okay, I kind of analyzed what you have said, but can I say, if this is the way you go and do your presentations, okay, in front of the examiner, in front of a presenter, in front of someone's the first time you meet, to keep them to impress and express so that you're not depressed and stressed, you need to talk well, ladies and gentlemen. From the way your little introductions, you are very skeptical, you are very paranoid, you are wow, 糟糕了，怎么办呢？怎么讲啊？哎呀，真是牛头不对马嘴死了，怎么办？ Right, Kaiwan, you see, my Chinese not bad one, huh? Actually very good, right? The way you laugh, okay, very Singlish, right? Ladies and gentlemen, at least I make you smile and make you joke and wake up and things like that. The most important thing is communications is how you talk to people. The language is so important, as you can see from writing, from listening. Most of the time you write very well, but can you speak very well? The next 5 days of the lesson is to know your strength, your weakness. The next 5 days is to know where are you supposed to come from, being a leader. Now, ladies and gentlemen, okay, students, you guys going to be the next 10 years, maybe after these 5 days, that's it, you're not joining me, whatever it is, okay? For me, is I prefer is 愿者上钩. Okay, you come willingly to join my class. I don't like to force people. Same thing when I was in disciplines, even though sometimes the students have to stay back to do a lot of things, I always tell them, you have to do with passion and love. So today's lesson, why we study a language? Why is it language important? If you cannot communicate well, you cannot talk to people well, you cannot express yourself to impress, you're not going to end up a good job. And you know, next year is very important to all of you, right? Set 2 streaming, some of them IP is going in, some of them you don't even have O level, they go to true train. Now, how are you going to meet when you are doing face-to-face doing a project? Are you there to stand in front of 200 people in a university? Now, we are preparing you for university. Yeah? We are not here for set 2. Okay, you guys have a much better brain and able to do a good things. So not here like, okay, I just finished my 5 days, I finished my exam, but they're more than that. Okay, Alex has promised you, I got this passage for you later on. Now, so this is for set 2. I hope you're in the right class. I know now it's just holidays just started, but you have to understand, I told my set 4 yesterday doing social study, the set 3 going to set 4. Xing Chen, you're there. Xing Chen, hi, Xing Chen. Okay. Xing Chen, you missed the class yesterday. So I told my set 4 students, which they are set 3 this year, the holiday mood is ended. They will not have a holiday mood as per now. Their holiday will start after next year, the last paper of their O-level exam. Then they will enjoy, right? You agree with me, right, Xingchen? Thumbs up. Because now they have to prepare. They got a lot of things to prepare. Set 2 student the same. Okay, your holiday will start maybe end of this month. Okay, then you start your preparation for next year. As you know, Set 2, there's a lot of things you have to decide. Set 2 is the time when you guys have to decide your career path. Set 2 is the time when you decide which subjects combination you're going to choose in Set 3. Set 2 is the time when you make a very major decision in your life. Because then you tell me, Uncle, I'm just only 14 years old. Come on, man. Why am I doing this like to myself? Think about it, ladies and gentlemen. You're damn bloody lucky to compare 900 million children in the world who don't even have a chance to study. And they are all from start with P and with Y. Anyone can tell me what is that word? Long Jie. What is the word that starts with P and with Y? Anyone can just unmute your mic.
Poverty.
Yes.
Poverty.
Poverty, that's right. You're right. Thank you, Long Jie. It's poverty. There are a lot of children can't even afford to buy a books and read. Can't even have an iPad. In India, 80% of one of the village, 80% can't even have an online. So please, while you can, you only suffer for the next 10 to 15 years. If I can go back again, I would love to study. Being the only child, okay, I come from a very super poor family when I was young. I can't even afford to buy a drumstick, buy a can of Cokes when I was around your age or younger. Okay, so I always think I love exams so much, children. I really love exam because to me, every exam, if I pass, I move up to Set 1, Set 2, Set 3, and finally to my university. Today, if I'm not thanks to my fellow teachers who helped me today, Kai Wen, Ying Ting, Jimmy, Chen Si, I might be in Changi prison. Okay, when I was Set 3, I joined gang. When I say gang means really gang. Okay, thank God my student, ex-students said, wow, uncle, you very bad, huh? People fight, you run away. Lucky I run away. If not, I will join them in Changi prison. And I went to Changi prison twice. Seriously, I went to Changi prison twice. First time I went there as a student. Kai Wen 不要这样看我啦。难道我是罪犯 man? First time I went there as a student. I visit. Then second time I bring my student. Nigel. So I'm not a prisoner. Okay. And I went to the Changi prison. It's not a very nice place. Trust me. It's seriously not a very nice place. The whole entire place is like, look at it, it's really very bad. They have a very small pillow mattress, and the toothbrush is so small, like one of a finger, just like that. Okay, the slippers, the food you eat, you sleep with 4 and the other 3 person. Your toilet don't have a door to close. When you shit and you bathe, everyone can look at you. You know, that kind of environments, and outside they put there 10 stroke, 12 stroke, 10 years, 15 years, the whole life, nothing but see only a certain part of the sky. Okay, now let's share with you for today's why I call Set 2 the FED. You know, it's FED. Yeah? Now this is a year about streaming systematic structure approach. All right, for the next 5 days, some of you would like to continue with Uncle Raymond's, like Alex. Yes, Alex, do you want to say something? No. Okay, so you think about it, the Set 2 is like whether you choose triple pure science or double pure science. I do teach IP from RV, Hwa Chong, and Scenic. Okay, so you know the IP student, they are always like Set 2, Set 3, they are full of a lot of reading materials. For our IP student, later you'll know what it means. Okay, you need to read a lot. But again, Kai Wen's and some of you, I can't remember who is still in the IP. I think Jamie is in the IP, right? Right, Jamie? Jamie, are you there? Jamie, are in the IP, right? I can't see your face. Can you bring down your camera a bit? So those of you are in the IP class, you know you need to read a lot. You need to, the 3E, you enforce, enhance, and ensure that you're on the path with not only your classmate, right, and also your teachers. Kaiwan, I got one student from RI before. Okay, he was so intelligent. I think his PSLE score last time was 270. But because of he joined the wrong company, not in RI, of course. Okay, not in RI. I never believe every school is a good school. Sorry, this is recording. I will never believe every school is a good school. I only believe every school is unique. If you say every school is a good school, that means every children will drive Ferrari, will drive Lamborghini. Everyone will have a iPad with gamers and things like that. Every school must have a swimming pool. Every school must have a tennis court. It's a holistic. Okay, but sadly to say there's no such thing. But in Singapore, we give every child a unique features. That's what I believe. Okay, that's why I love to teach NA students, because they find that NA and NT students are a bunch of lousy students. Not true, okay, 一种米养百种人. Okay, doesn't mean all the IP students will be always make it in life. Doesn't mean any student will never make it in life. Okay, this is a very wrong assumption, stereotyping. So we need a structure. We need to ensure that how are we going to do it. So second day, we're going to brainstorm. Then the third day also brainstorm. Every day is a brainstorm for the next few days, but in different contexts and how we see it. Why we call it FED? Okay, the past tense of is the past tense of feed, right? Honey, correct. Okay, I need to fed you. So what is FED? Now there's every word says a different meaning, Jovan. Okay, Tianyi. So what do you think the word start with D first? A quick one. Okay, Alex, don't answer first. Let's ask Chen Si, what does, if you were to choose a D, what would be the D that you want to describe yourself? Okay, can I have all understanding, don't mind, I only have 5 seconds for you, all right? If 5 seconds you don't have the answer, don't have IDK, please don't use I don't know. Can you use the word pass? Okay, all right, because time constraint, so I don't want to wait and wait. Okay, your brain must start think very fast. I'm trained in brain, so you must be fast. Like for example, you don't believe, you see Kaiwan will give me within 1 second. Kaiwan, sure, Kaiwan, 1 times 2. 1 times 2.
1 times 2.
You see? Then 1 second, sure, confirm, you see? Kaiwan, don't try, you will cry, everything will dry. Don't use the word try, do your best with all the zest. Beat the test to win the rest from east to west. Alex, you should know why. And be top of the crest. Before people give you a questions, okay, you sure can one. Always tell yourself, Kai Wen, Ying Ting, Tianyu, Jovan, Jimmy, Chen Si, Long Jie, Nigel, and Han Ling. Always believe yourself. I can do it. Hey, excuse me, sir, ma'am. The first 5 years of your life, your mother and father, first time parents, they never try to feed you, they never try to raise you, never try to teach you. They did their best. I use the past tense. They did their best to raise you up for the first 5 years of life. Hey, come on. Don't tell me a simple streaming systematic structure approach. Kaiwan, can you tell me why the earth is round? You must, this one because round, because it's like that. Because round is because of this. So get me now. Don't stop and don't pause. Chen Si, yes. What is the D?
Diligent.
Thank you, thank you, man. Okay, what is the E? Tianyu. So Chen Si, you will use diligent for you, okay, for the next few days, okay, I'm not taking from there, this is your vocab. You see, your brain tell you, Chen Si, you must be diligent. 你讲的我没有 force 你okay, come. Don't take it too hard. Sometimes I talk like that, no hard feeling. Han Ling, right? Or Tianyu. Who is Tianyu, right? Tianyu, what is the E? Oh, you're typing, sorry. Effort, thank you, sorry, I forgot about it. Okay, effort, now you say one. What is the F word, Nigel? The F word. The F word. I like the F words. Nigel? Yes, you can eat, you can drink, don't worry, yes. I can't hear you. What's the F word? Breakdown. Don't get nervous. You don't nervous. Don't nervous. You mean you lack a vocab? Get back to you, Nigel. Tell me, Long Jie, what is the F word? Sorry, focus. Do you say focus?
No, I did not know.
Okay, quick one. Jovan, what is the F word?
Fulfill.
Fulfill. Thank you. Well done. You say fulfill. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a decision making for the year set 2. You have to have discipline in your actions. No matter what you're going to do, I've seen a lot of students in set 2. Okay, they are quite struggling of the years I've been teaching in MOE as well as in tuitions. The worst part is the set 3 student. Right, Sing Chan, do you agree? Do you struggle this year? Sing Chan. Are you there, Sing Chan? Would you mind show your face or at least show me a thumbs up? He's also my student, huh? Okay, so Sing Chan will understand why. Set 3 is the most tedious year. So set 2 is actually their foundation. Like you are planting a seed to grow, and then on the set 3, you start to go slowly. Make sure you take care so that on set 4 and maybe your IP journey, you have to have a fruit of success. E is efficiency and effectiveness in your work. F is feel to success. You need to feel. Then you have fantastic and fabulous and fulfillment. That's what Long Jie is saying. Fulfillment to your whatever you want to have. So practically for this year, for next year, 2020, ladies and gentlemen, it's all about FED. You need a disciplined timetable. You need to have a proper timetable. Okay, you need to set out your goals and objectives. Maybe by today's lesson, can you please go, no need to go home, actually you're at home maybe. Can you go to your room and sit down and think what kind of timetable you're going to plan for next year? And no more COD, no more Valorant, no more Minecraft, no more Roblox. You want to play all these games, continue to play, but limited yourself. To me, okay, I'm very advocate to play games. If any parents were to tell me, Raymond, please ask my children to stop playing game, I will straight away tell the parents, sorry, I will never do that. You know why I say that? If you want your children to stop playing game, then you stop playing game and watching YouTube lah. Then you set the example. True or not, Kaiwen? Right. 所谓上梁不正下梁歪，你要做个好榜样嘛。And guess what? 2 years ago, one of my set 4 students played Valorant, play until so high. He's an expert in the gaming. 200 over levels. And his handwriting was really horrible, sucks. But guess what? I have to force him to discipline him until now. Today he's studying in poly, cyber security. His maths got A1. He can't even differentiate HAS and HAVE for a set 4 student. You know, Kaiwen has, Nigel and Long Jie have. He can't, huh? Oh, I thought everyone used HAVE. I was so shocked now, Kaiwen. A set 4 student, you get what I mean? Very scary, huh? It takes time. He's very good in other subjects. We are not here to criticize people. I asked him to set the goal and objective. And finally, he went for an EAE interview. Okay? You need to start preparing for your weighted assessment by now, please. Maybe next 2 weeks, enjoy your holiday as much as you can. While you're enjoying, you're playing golf, you're swimming, you're playing tennis or whatever, you're going to the gym, think of so then how, write down children. So, what am I going to do for next year? Then what are my plans? How am I going to achieve all the A1s? Alex will know. Okay, Alex will know. Okay, he has been scoring all the A's, but I'm not interested in A1. Seriously. Anyone can tell me your result A1? I'm not interested, no. I'm not interested in your A1 for your character, your A1 for your attitude, your A1 for your behavior. If you have all these A1, eventually and definitely you will score well. So because you know why, the number 4 is you need to make sacrifice. Are you ready for the sacrifice? Sacrifice in terms that, you know, you give up your, let's go out for shopping. Jimmy, don't study, come on, let's go. You know, Nanyang, NJC is very near to the Bukit Timah Plaza, right? Because this year I've been going to what's the MRT? Start with D one. Tan Kaki, is it? Or what's the MRT near Hwa Chong? Alex, where's the MRT near Hwa Chong? Alex?
Tan Kaki, I think.
Yeah, Tan Kaki. Okay, I've been there for every week in the past few months to help my set 4 students doing history and social studies. Okay, so you get me now. Don't always think of enjoyment. Always enjoy the bitterness first and success later. The sacrifice. Always think that, you see, you can realize that why some people can earn 10,000, 15,000 a month. It's because they're young, they sacrifice certain of the things. Then later when you get older, now what is your dream? As a quick one, Ken? Okay, I actually, when I was young, I dreamt to be a criminal lawyer. I love to be a lawyer. Until today, in fact, last 2 months, I really want to take up my master in law. My wife stopped me from that. So bad, she. So bad one, Don't want me to study, very bad at this. Okay, so what is your dream, Nigel? What occupation would you want to be?
Banker.
Banker, well done. So next time Uncle Raymond got no money, I know who to look for already. Okay, but don't be an illegal alone. Long Jie, what is your occupation?
I don't have an ambition in mind.
No, you have to start now. Don't stay there, please. Okay? You must start doing it now. Seriously, trust me, Long Jie. Don't wait until the next few years. It's not wrong. Long Jie, when I was primary school, I told my teacher, say, I want to be an astronomer. She laughed at me there. You siao, where got, you see, what kind of teacher is this? She laughed and I still can remember, I want to be an astronomer. I want to be an archaeologist. Why you dig dinosaur bone? I don't want to study, do all these type of stupid things. I can remember that. No occupation is stupid. You know, my daughter that day came to tell me, I asked him to go further study. He said, no. What for I study degree for what? Then what you want? I want to study archaeologist. Singapore don't have. How to dig what? Unless I go US and China. Correct now, Long Jie, correct now. So that's not wrong. If anyone would laugh at your genes, at your occupation, the fella is really a IDIOT. Seriously. Because he's jealous of you. He can't make it. So Long Jie, you say banker, well done. That means you must be good in math, Nigel. Correct. I don't like to be a banker. You must be good in math. Because I only good in math is only when the check put 1, all the way 0. That's the maths I like. The rest I don't hate. I don't like math. Later we'll talk about it. Okay, Long Jie, 快点. I come back to you, Ken. Must give me an answer. Huh? Okay, Hanling.
Businessman.
Oh, awesome. Well done. Tianyu. You want to be a YouTuber? You want to be Mr. Beast? You know who is Mr. Beast? Tianyu, you know not? He's my good friend, or actually he's my cousin. He's the Mr. Beast and Beauty and the Beast. You know what I know, Kaiwan? My younger son has been showing me Mr. Beast, Beauty Pie, T-Series, and then the guy with a very green hair one always spray on iPhone. I don't know who is that guy's name, the Chinese guy. Oh, come on, man. You know what? We're going to give you the iPad. I'm going to spend 1 hour and design this. I was sitting there one day, I was looking at him. Son, why is this stupid guy doing this, that iPhone? Daddy, you know he's very rich. Then look at why you do a Tesla car. And no dream is stupid, you know. 30 years ago, one of my friends said he wanted to be a designer, wanted to be a fashion designer, painter. The parents laugh at him. It's nothing wrong to be a YouTuber. You need a lot of knowledge. Until my son also want to put all the YouTube, gold, diamond, you know. Next time I show you, put everything at the bedside. Wow, I say, son, are you a YouTuber? You don't even have a YouTube. You put so many gold buttons for what? At least daddy got YouTuber. I'm a YouTuber now. He say, then you're not happy. Create an account for me. I want to be a YouTuber. So it's a dream. Never look at this. This is something, guys. It's your generation. You have to use IT, all right? Tianyi. Is it Tianyi, right? Well done, streamer. Then you better work on your knowledge, your ideas. I did not hear you how you talk. Sorry, Tianyi. So if you're a YouTuber, you cannot. Hi guys. My name is Raymond. I'm a YouTuber. Hi. Okay. So I tell you, Tianyi. Good luck to you. You see Mr. Beast. Do you know what? You know Daman? You know who is Daman, right? Who always shows about the things. I say, guys, we're not going to tell the story, we do this. But Tianyi, I can't do that in the class now. I cannot do that. Right? Guys, children, you know how to do the discipline. You must have the effectiveness. Your parents look at you, this teacher a bit xiao. And the next topics, we are think like a freak. If you don't think like a freak today, you will not have handphone. So Tianyi, keep out your dreams. And sad to say, Tianyi, not many YouTubers 除了下雪以外 and some YouTuber my elder son watch. Hey, you know the food here is very nice. I love it. You know, very good. So sometimes they behave like that, right? People think it's was sell, but do you know they're earning a lot of money? 没有偷，没有抢，没有害人，没有骗人，靠实力去赚钱，对不对？ And then you need knowledge one You know anyhow bomb Recently got one TikTok she go and say Grab driver no good useless. End up what happened? Jovan. Later will be Ying Ting. What occupation?
Professional coder.
Wow, well done. Yes, please. Not many. Are you Singaporean or from China?
Singaporean.
Whoa. Do you know not many Singaporean kids like doing coding, including Uncle Raymond's, an old man like me. When I was doing my uni, I hate coding. I seriously hate coding. Okay, that's the worst subject in my uni. But I live to regret it now. Because now I design my website, I design all these things, need a lot of coding. Then every time I look at it, oh my goodness, I have to share. Okay, well done. You do the best coding and you'll be made in Singapore. Well done, Jovan. And please continue to learn as many coding and learn from YouTuber, website, and all these things. Okay, this is where you need to attend a lot of lessons to make the best YouTuber. Don't be a mediocre one. No. All right, thank you. Yiting. すみません。この向けました。何とのまして。一応このまして。I don't understand, so I speak Japanese. Speak louder a bit, please.
I will think about it.
Okay, think Kaiwan.
Psychiatrist probably. Like
Psycho me now.
something in the psychology field.
Okay, psycho me now.
Yeah.
Prove me I'm wrong. Study the people brain is the most complex thing. And to make the person xiao one to become not xiao it's not easy. Do you know why? Because in the police force, sometimes they will say that this person xiao, prove until not guilty, prove until innocent, or innocent, prove until guilty, right? So the psychiatry come in to prove, especially recently got this drug case. He was saying his IQ was below 70. You know about the case? The Indian guy who's going to hang, right? They say, oh, because of IQ, I say, sorry. Wow, then people very sarcastic. Wow, finally COVID-19 can save life. Wow, no need to die. Prevent from death penalty. Sorry. I'm the person who abhor against drugs. I don't care you got low IQ, high IQ. Once you bring drugs to a country, it's a death penalty. I know some of my classmates previously, my Amor classmate, Kaiwan. Can you hear me? My Amor classmate and those will disagree with me. They talk about human rights. I tell them go marina there and fly kite. Okay, why? Look at the US, the human rights. Horrible, right? You know who is George Floyd, right? The black people. You can tell people to human rights. Come on, this. You can settle your own personal things first before you talk about human rights. Yeah, true enough. US, the liberties and the freedom of speech is very good. You know who is Amos Yee, right? The guy who mocked Lee Kuan Yew and all the system. You see, guys, when you talk, that's why you see you need discipline in your action. Thank you, Kaiwan. Jimmy, what is your occupation?
Accountant.
Wow, and you know accountant have to work day and night, very long hours there. And then you want to be in the top 4 accounting firm. You really have to sacrifice a lot of things. Are you ready? Especially when you get married, your son and your daughter come, Mommy, are you home? Today is my birthday. They say, oh, sweetie, I'm so sorry. Mommy, today I have an auditing to do. Can you come back? So what happened? That's where you need the discipline. You need to plan your timetable. Remember, next 2 days, Mommy going to celebrate with you, right? You see? So this is accountant, every figure. Okay, my sister is in accounting. I tell you, it's very tough, very hard. So you need a lot of discipline. I think you can. Okay, Chen-Si?
Psychologist.
Well done. I think we need a lot of people like the both of you, Kaiwan and Chen-Si. Yes. You know why? It's not so much about now an architect, a lawyer, or engineers, or even the doctors, or things like that. You know why? Because we need a lot of people because of the stress level now. Okay, and when I was counseling my secondary students, some of them even want to jump from the building. Literally want to jump from the building. Some I got students who are autistic, who taking a fire extinguisher, running around and hit people. We need that kind of people to really calm down the mind. There's no such thing of left brain and right brain. Welcome, Ricky. There's no such thing. It's a holistic brain. Okay, why? Because we're going to do this. How you define? Can I have this little homework? I'm not sure you guys have done it. What's the difference between efficiency and effectiveness? What is the brain power? Is it efficiency in your study, giving the result? Don't worry, all the slides will be put it in the Google Classroom, all right? Then how do you define effectiveness? Now, you see, I always believe, you heard this saying, right, Jovan? Practice make perfect, huh? You heard this before, right? Kenny, you also heard practice make perfect. Hanling also you heard before, right? Practice make perfect. It should be perfect practice make perfect. One shot, one attempt. But of course, in life, you have to try a few times, fail a few times to get your target. Okay, so next time when I say EQ, you know what is EQ, right? I'm very poor in math. EQ is E to the power of 3, correct, Kevin? Is E square or EQ? Or EQ, okay, E to the power of 3, right? Right, Alex. Alex, I forgot to ask you, what is your occupation?
Didn't I already say?
Just now you say already,
No, like in the Friday class.
No, now it's different class lah. You must tell me.
Okay, doctor.
Doctor, yeah, okay. Why? I forgot to ask you why. Long Jie also, Long Jie, have you think of it? Start thinking of. Always believe in yourself. You see, there are people here want to be a YouTuber. There are people want to hear the businessman. There are people here want to be a coder. Okay, must have self-confidence. The moment you keep shaking your hand, you don't know, not fair to you. It doesn't do justice by putting IDK. Ask and you'll be given. Seek and you will find. There's no stupid questions. It's only a person that is stupid to ask questions. Alex, what kind of doctor do you want to be?
Wait, I forgot the name already. Hold on.
Okay, now I come back to you. So when you're doing next year set 2 children, you must ask yourself, if it is efficiency, is it efficiency in your work and study? Why you study? Effectiveness in achieving goals. How do you do it for your CCA? How are you going to study? It's the why and the how. Why is the reason? How is the method? And how do you get excellent result? Is C6 good for you? Is A1, is it really good for you? What happened one day, not you, this student A1 become B3. 怎么办? 翰林怎么办? Let's say your classmate come to you, wow, Han Ling, then you saw your friend, hey bro, hey, all along A1, why this time you got a C5? What is your reaction to your student, your classmate or your friend?
I would probably tell them to find the cause of their problem first, then solve it slowly from there.
Very good. You want to be a businessman, right?
Oh yes.
Well done. Businessman is to know the 5M. The manpower, the management, the money, the material, and the machine. This is called the art of war, 孙子兵法. When you go to the war, you have to choose the best general. If this general is good in C, you go and put the horseback, you good luck to him. If this general is horseback, you put him to C, he tell you, boss, I seasick. I vomited. Sorry, you're eating. Okay. Then if this soldier is good in archery, you go and ask him to do sword fighting. Cannot. Well done, sir. Honey. You need to know the cause and the impact. So now when you study, you see the next 5 days, it's not about how to study. It's not why you study, it's how you want to study. So fail. Are you able to accept failure? Are you ready to learn, relearn, and unlearn? Please write down. Not every time must learn things, Jovens, Chen Xi, and Jimmy, and Ricky. Okay? Not just always must learn, no. You sometimes have to relearn. For example, okay, 1 + 1 is 2, right? 1 × 2 also 2, right? 4 - 2 also 2, right? 4 divided by 2 is 2, right? So Jonathan went back home. The mother asked, Jonathan, do you like math? No, I hate math. Why? Monday, teacher tell me 1 + 1 is 2. Tuesday is divide times minus. I don't know which is the correct answer. Nigel, you find it very funny, right? So whose fault? Is it the teacher's fault? Nigel?
No,
Then whose fault?
the student's fault.
Yes, the student failed to ask teacher why. When do I use 1 + 1? When do I use 1 × 2? Okay, or divide or minus. So Jamie, do you agree that partly the teachers also got fault, Jamie? As an accountant, do you think there's a fault in the teacher there?
Oh, in the teacher.
The teacher has fault, to be honest. Before they start the lesson, he or she had to explain to the class. Just like accountant, you're doing an accounting work for a client. If the money doesn't tally the debit and the credits, then it's your job to explain to the person why and where's the money go to, how come this money short, how come you did not have this done, how come the signature was not there. Okay, so if you, this is a small things, and what happens if the big things is a poons or a corruptions, the whole company will collapse and you may end up hundreds of people being retrenched and unemployed. One figure, one number can cause the whole entire things to collapse. So sometimes you need to feel in your actions, but make sure that during the process, the obstacle that you clear, make sure that you know when to reduce it. So favorite things I learned about failure is to what? For me, for Uncle Raymond, is I feel like sometimes, for example, I like to play racket games or golf, like swing the golf club. Now that I find it not good, then I ask some of the people there how to swing or look at the YouTube. Or failures is like I want to do the slide, that certain slide I find it no good, how I improve it, how I enjoy to make the things more interesting. Okay, now we're going to go for a short break. So we're going to talk about this one for a set 1 to 4 student. Okay, you guys will be having this if you are going to continue for my tuition. So we're going to have a short break. After that, we'll come back. Okay. So go for your 10 minutes break. We'll be back at 10:55. Thank you. Nigel, can you hear the sound just now? Nigel, can you hear the sound just now? Nigel, Nigel, can you hear the sound just now?
¿Hablas español?
Can you hear the sound?
Yeah, I can
Nigel?
hear it.
Oh, okay, thanks. Oh, thanks. Thank you. Pediatricians, yes, that's the one to take care of babies, children. Pediatricians. Okay, yes. Thanks, Alex. Chen Si and the rest of you, please bring down your camera as if possible, somewhere like Nigel's positions, like Kaiwan, okay? So I can see your full face. Thank you. Thank you, Chen Si. We got 3 more minutes to start off. Hi, Xing Chen. Can you hear me, Xing Chen? Why you never turn up in class yesterday night? Don't know. Okay, please stand outside the classroom now. Oh, really? Hey, hello, come back. Hey, come back. Okay, come back. Sit down. Okay. Please watch the YouTube for last night, okay? It's very important for the chapter 10 of Xing Chen. Okay. Oh my gosh, your dog is so big, Jovan. Or is it a cat? Oh, so sorry. Hi, cat. Oh, nothing. I just asked you how is it. The cat was asking, yeah, what's up? What you want? Bye, cat. Okay, Long Jie, still any idea what you want to be? Still got nothing, but what is your dream to be? Any idea what you really want to be next time when you grow up? Just roughly, you see people, do you want to be a doctor's, lawyer, engineer, teachers, or psychiatrist, a painter, a YouTuber, anything? Still cannot think. Ricky, what do you want to be when you grow up?
I don't really know yet.
Start think about it now. Because later you watch the YouTube later, the lesson. Okay, we need to know now. Because Set 2 is the time when you select your subject. You need to know what is your plan for your future career. All right, you need to know FET. What is a discipline? What is an effectiveness and efficiency? How you're going to feel along the way and slowly to become successful. Okay, in life, there's not a bed of roses. We need to constantly improve ourselves. Okay, so I'm going to show you this tag ads about the benefits of being a bilingual brain, why language is important. All right. So in fact, to be honest, it's not bilingual. It can be trilingual or polyglot, or has many languages, as you know. For me, I know Cantonese, Hokkien, Teochew, a bit of Malay, a bit of Japanese. Honestly, I got problem understanding Korean. I only know two words, 감사합니다 and 안녕하세요. That's the two, right? So it's good to know more languages. And later we'll ask you whether which one is better, number or words. Okay, Alex and Yin Tings and Hao Ling, are you back ready? If you are back, please turn on the camera. Thank you so much, Alex, my dear pediatrician doctor. Hao Ling, are you there? All right, thank you everyone to be on time. Let's go. If you cannot hear me, just let me know, all right? Please pay attention for this video for 5 minutes. I will ask you a question.
Parlez-vous français? 你会说中文吗? If you answered si, oui, or 会, and you're watching this in English, chances are you belong to the world's bilingual and multilingual majority. And besides having an easier time traveling or watching movies without subtitles, knowing 2 or more languages means that your brain may actually look and work differently than those of your monolingual friends. So what does it really mean to know a language? Language ability is typically measured in 2 active parts, speaking and writing, and 2 passive parts, listening and reading. While a balanced bilingual has near equal abilities across the board in 2 languages, most bilinguals around the world know and use their languages in varying proportions. And depending on their situation and how they acquired each language, they can be classified into 3 general types. For example, let's take Gabriella, whose family immigrates to the US from Peru when she's 2 years old. As a compound bilingual, Gabriella develops 2 linguistic codes simultaneously with a single set of concepts, learning both English and Spanish as she begins to process the world around her. Her teenage brother, on the other hand, might be a coordinate bilingual, working with 2 sets of concepts, learning English in school while continuing to speak Spanish at home and with friends. Finally, Gabriella's parents are likely to be subordinate bilinguals who learn a secondary language by filtering it through their primary language. Because all types of bilingual people can become fully proficient in a language regardless of accent or pronunciation, the difference may not be apparent to a casual observer. But recent advances in brain imaging technology have given neurolinguists a glimpse into how specific aspects of language learning affect the bilingual brain. It's well known that the brain's left hemisphere is more dominant in analytical and logical processes, while the right hemisphere is more active in emotional and social ones. Though this is a matter of degree, not an absolute split. The fact that language involves both types of functions, while lateralization develops gradually with age, has led to the critical period hypothesis. According to this theory, children learn languages more easily because the plasticity of their developing brains lets them use both hemispheres in language acquisition, while in most adults, language is lateralized to one hemisphere, usually the left. If this is true, learning a language in childhood may give you a more holistic grasp of its social and emotional contexts. Conversely, recent research showed that people who learned a second language in adulthood exhibit less emotional bias and a more rational approach when confronting problems in a second language than in their native one. But regardless of when you acquire additional languages, being multilingual gives your brain some remarkable advantages. Some of these are even visible, such as higher density of the gray matter that contains most of your brain's neurons and synapses, and more activity in certain regions when engaging a second language. The heightened workout a bilingual brain receives throughout its life can also help delay the onset of diseases like Alzheimer's and dementia by as much as 5 years. The idea of major cognitive benefits to bilingualism may seem intuitive now, but it would have surprised earlier experts. Before the 1960s, bilingualism was considered a handicap that slowed a child's development by forcing them to spend too much energy distinguishing between languages, a view based largely on flawed studies. And while a more recent study did show that reaction times and errors increase for some bilingual students in cross-language tests, It also showed that the effort and attention needed to switch between languages triggered more activity in and potentially strengthened the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex. This is the part of the brain that plays a large role in executive function, problem solving, switching between tasks, and focusing while filtering out irrelevant information. So while bilingualism may not necessarily make you smarter, it does make your brain more healthy, complex, and actively engaged. And even if you didn't have the good fortune of learning a second language as a child, it's never too late to do yourself a favor and make the linguistic leap from hello to hola, bonjour, or ni haos, because when it comes to our brains, a little exercise can go a long way.
Okay, what have you learned from this, Kenny? From this video, what have you learned? Oh, you're typing, sorry, Kenny. Okay, never mind. Ask Jovan, what have you learned from this?
You can learn multiple languages.
Okay. How about you, Nigel?
You have to exercise your brain.
How to what?
You have to exercise your brain.
Yes, exercise your brain by what? By learning a new language, right?
Yeah.
Thank you. How about you, Eating? Sorry? I really can't hear you. I'm so sorry. Or you want to type it up? Jimmy? Ignore my dog. Sorry. Jovan, you have a nice cat. Huh? Just now I saw your cat. Yeah, I just talked to him. It's a him, right? It's a girl, right? Oh, it's a guy, right? It's a guy. He said, yeah, what's up? You want, man? My owner is not around here. Don't stop disturbing me. Okay, Jimmy, what have you learned from this YouTube or this?
The brains of people who are bilingual functions differently from like people who only know one language.
Well said, yes. Not only bilingual, but multilingual. The more languages you learn, you are actually beefing up your brain cell. You are actually making your brains to work better. You're making your brains to think better. Long Jie? Yes, what is your answer, Long Jie? What have you learned from this tech app?
Your brain like will like like sort of like grow when you learn a new language.
So like what, sorry?
Your brain will like sort of like grow
Will grow, is it?
when you learn another language.
Okay, but your brain will not grow, but grow as in knowledge and information.
Yeah.
I agree. Taiwan?
I learned about like the different kinds of bilinguals. Like there's like compound bilinguals. There's the other two.
I hate to say that the narrator say they got this left brain and right brain, right emotional and social, and then the three type of layers, and then talk about the left brain is more kind of creative, and there's no such thing in my opinion. So Kaiwen, so while you're giving me your answer, are you using your left brain to talk to me or right brain?
No, I mean I don't know.
You can't tell, right?
Yeah.
Exactly, right? So there's no such thing as left brain and right brains. Okay, as I do study a bit of the understanding of brains, my conclusion is that guys use the whole brain. The only things that you differentiate your brains is like, for example, like just now I talked to Jovan. Is Jovan using the left brain to talk to me or right brain? Is Chen Xi just now talk to me using the front brain or the back brain? Or is it Han Ling using the whole brain to talk to me? So to be honest, the processing is that for the scientists or for people on research on brain, is to make sure that no, these are the part of the brain itself. Because sometimes, okay, how do we differentiate Albert Einstein, who is so good in formula E equal to mc squared? Is he using the left brain more often or the right brain? Or end up he got a tumor? or end up he got really a holistic brain, right? What it means here that children make use of whole brains. When you're thinking, you're always telling, let my left brain think the thought, do the thinking. Let my right brain do the thinking. That's about it, okay? So next one, I'm going to show you. This is very interesting. I think y'all should know why this is happening.
Be sure to subscribe to Lang Focus and click the notification button. Hello everyone, welcome to the Lang Focus channel, and my name is Paul. Why did English become the international language? That is the question that we're going to answer today. English is the de facto global lingua franca. It's the language of global commerce. It's the main.
Can you write down this word? Sorry, lingua franca. Oh.
For today, English is the
Please write down this one, please. What is lingua franca and de facto? These two words, It's not homework, If you want, please find out the meaning. Lingua franca means like two persons speaking a native language, but we use a common language to talk to one another. It's like a standard de facto. Okay, ready? Go.
De facto global lingua franca. It's the language of global commerce. It's the main language of international diplomacy. It's the language of air traffic control. And it's the language of the majority of academic journals. And maybe most importantly for us, it's the most common language on the internet. And it's also the language that international travelers with different native languages use to communicate with each other. The very definition of a lingua franca. But how did English reach this kind of status? Well, it's partly because of the role of the United States of America as a global superpower, but the stage was set earlier than that. In the 16th century, England started to establish overseas colonies, and by the end of the 18th century, the British Empire had grown quite extensive, with colonies in a few parts of India and Africa, in the Caribbean, Canada, and what was to become the United States. The British were not the only ones establishing colonies, of course. Much of present-day Canada and the US was part of New France, a large area that had been colonized by the French. But these areas were lost to the British during the 7 Years' War. And much of what is now the southern and western United States was colonized by the Spanish. But these areas were taken by the United States in wars with Spain and later Mexico. The Dutch had also colonized an area known as New Netherland, but it was lost to the British in the late 17th century. There were also non-British immigrants to the British colonies of North America. For example, German-speaking immigrants. For a long part of the USA's history, German was its second most widely spoken language. It declined in use during the First World War because of the stigma of being associated with Germany. So while there were numerous languages spoken by settlers, English became the dominant language of the United States. The British kept on establishing colonies after American independence, including much larger areas of the Indian subcontinent and Africa, Australia and New Zealand, and after the First World War in the Middle East. In 1922, the British Empire covered almost a quarter of the Earth and about 1/5 of the world's population. Some of these countries became populated by English settlers, and these are the countries where English became the dominant language, replacing many others. Other countries were not populated by permanent settlers, only by administrative, military, and commercial personnel. Generally, in these countries, English did not become the single dominant language, but became a prestige language and a convenient lingua franca that could facilitate communication among the linguistically diverse populations. English was not the only colonial language gaining a foothold throughout much of the world, but along with French and Spanish, it was one of the main ones. And it's hard to imagine a language other than one of these becoming the global lingua franca. Through the 19th century, it was French, but English began to surpass French in the 20th century. By the time of the First World War, the United States had become a strong economic power, and its role in the war increased its political influence in Europe. After the war, the Treaty of Versailles was written not only in French, but also in English. This signaled the start of English as a language of diplomacy. But it was after World War II when English really began to develop into the main global lingua franca, as the United States developed more fully into a world superpower. This is partly because after the war, the United States military maintained a presence in Europe to assist in reconstruction efforts, which greatly increased its international influence. And this didn't stop with Europe. American economic, political, and military influence over much of the world has been the reality for decades. As the United States grew in power, advancements in technology gave rise to mass communication and media. American movies, TV, and music spread throughout the world, exposing regular people to the English language. Rather than just being the lingua franca of international business and diplomats, you can now stay at a youth hostel and communicate with most of the other travelers in English. This is largely because of English language mass media, as well as English as a second language courses being a part of the curriculum in schools in many countries. This is something that has continued to increase in response to the growing importance of English as a global language. And that makes the growth of English self-reinforcing. One of the last remaining obstacles to English truly becoming the world language was the USSR during the Cold War. Russian was the lingua franca in most of the USSR's member states, and scientific articles during that time were written mainly either in English or in Russian. But the decline and ultimate collapse of the USSR resulted in a decline in Russian as a lingua franca and language of science. Today, over 96% of scientific articles are written in English. In the past couple of decades, globalization has solidified the position of English as a global language, with people from all over the world interacting with each other more and relying on the global lingua franca to communicate.
I pause it because the next 2-3 minutes are very critical for your future, because I will ask question later on. Do you guys agree what he said for the last 3 minutes of this video, right? It's very important. Pay attention. Thank you.
Communicate. And on top of that, the internet has accelerated that trend. English is the #1 language online, and people from all over the world are constantly exposed to English online and communicate via social media with people from all over the world, mainly in English. All you have to do is take one look at the comments on this channel, and you'll see that English functions as the lingua franca of much of the internet. So in summary, the reach of the British Empire brought English to all 4 corners of the globe, and the rise of America built upon that momentum. And as the world has gotten smaller due to technology and globalization, English has become a truly global language.
Are you ready, ladies and gentlemen, for today's topic? Is language important? Yes, definitely we know language is important. But is it true that English will be dominating for the next half of a century, 50 years and above? Or will there be another language that's going to replace, like Spanish, Germans, Spanish, Germans, or Italians, or French, right?
Does everyone in the world speak English well? No, of course not. But on top of the roughly 360 million native speakers of English, there are over 1 billion people who speak it as a second language. Some people say there are as many as 2 billion speakers of English around the world, I guess depending on what level of proficiency you include. Will English be the international language forever? Well, forever is a very absolute word. Nothing lasts forever, but it does seem that English will be the international language for the foreseeable future. Will Mandarin become the international language?
Yes, Nigel? Yes or no? Just a quick one.
Probably not.
Okay, thank you. Jovan, yes or no? No, thank you. Chen Xi?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Thank you. Vicky?
Probably.
Yes or no? No, probably, sorry. Yes or no?
Yes.
Thank you. Tianyu? No, okay, thank you. Long Jie? Yes or no?
There is a possibility.
Okay, so yes, I'll say yes. Jimmy?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay, Yingting?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, Han Ling?
It will depend on what China does in the future.
Very, the answer is very open-ended. Okay, depend. Yes or no?
I would say yes.
Thank you. Alex?
They have a good chance of it happening because of like the war, and then so many countries making alliance with China.
Yes, so it's yes, okay, thank you. How about last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hand together. Kevin?
No.
Oh, what's that, man? What's wrong with not saying 我们是华人，我们是中国人，要讲华语，为什么不可以？ You say no, okay.
Yeah.
I will say it. I like some of your answer. Thank you, Kevin. I will say for the next 50 years to 100 years, very unlikely that Chinese Mandarin will dominate. First and foremost, ask yourself this question yourself. Did you really master the Chinese well? Yeah, Tianyi, I'm sorry, you are so honest. So 我是一个英文老师呢，我在教英文的时候，我讲华文。 这在标准的华文说法呢是怎么样？可以吗？可以啊，凯文，你可以用成语来形容一个很没有用的人，像我这样吗？猪什么年吗？还是形容一个人，好像比如说你要跟你的奶奶爷爷 Happy Birthday， 你是奶奶爷爷祝你福如东海，寿比南山，对吗？对不对啊 ？Then 猪带兔，英文怎么讲 ？Wait for the rabbit to hit the tree. So literally translate 啊 ，Wait for the rabbit to hit the tree. Wow, steady 啊。Then 蒸蒸日上就是 wish your business go up right。蒸蒸日上就是说生意兴隆，对吗？So in English, what the steam go up very high. Literally translate. So do you realize Chinese cultures and language is more than 5,000 years? Okay, English might be, if you talk about Shakespeare's English or later on the Victorian English. So there is, I like the way you say it, honey, it all depends on China. I totally 101% agree with you. Because being a Chinese, sorry, no racist here, being the Chinese all over here. If Chinese not going to dominate, feng shui don't use and we're going to get the more to control aspect, which is not wrong, and I would say it's wrong, because you have to understand. I feel very disappointed when I do history, especially the Opium War. You know the Opium War in China, right? And then the war that is fighting in China, and how they in the Li Xiaolong they call us Dongfan, 不是东方不败东亚病夫 right? You know, right? All these are the weakening of Asians, the opiums. It made the Chinese the 5,000 years or more history to be just snap of your finger gone. Cannot let children, you are the next generation of leaders. If all the Chinese language are gone, like the Duan Wu Jie, like yesterday I asked them what is bajang, what is zhongzi? Is that the rice dumpling one, the round one? I say, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, that one is tang yuan, oh tang yuan. And then what is the bajang? What is the zhongzi for what? Why we eat the zhongzi for what? You see, you forget about the histories. You get me now, right? So what about the Zhongyuanjie, the ghost festival? Huh? Go ghost man? I only know Halloween. I don't know what is ghost man. You see? Then why do we celebrate Chinese New Year? Why do we need red colors? Well, because all these yesterday we're talking about social study or globalizations. Okay, whether are they eroding the cultures? I totally 101% agree, honey. It's about time the China's market coming out, the 5G, the Huawei, the phones. Last time you choose Oppo phone, nobody wants Oppo phone. My whole entire, for me, I'm using Xiaomi. I got two phones, I got using Xiaomi, Oppo, and my Lenovo are all made in China. 50 years ago, you buy China's product, people say, yee, low taste. You get it now? But unfortunately, China doesn't have the real brand, like Louis Vuitton, Chanel. They are not there yet. Why? Let's listen.
Since China is growing in influence, I doubt it. China really exists in a bubble, and it's cut off from the internet and the social media world that we all know. It really has its own separate internet, and I think that limits the amount of cultural influence that China will have on other countries. I think that people in China will continue to learn English in order to communicate with people outside of China. But if you work at a souvenir shop in a tourist area, Mandarin might become your daily lingua franca. Will Esperanto become the international language? Nope. Okay, the question of the day. If China. But if you work at a souvenir shop in a tourist area, Mandarin might become your daily lingua franca. Will Esperanto?
Write down this word, Esperanto. Esperanto is actually a combination of German, Spanish, French, and Polish, and English. Okay, in other words, Long Jie, it's like, we call it Singlish lah. Like, Ying, why you so slow, huh? Jimmy, can or not? Hao Ling, why you like that one? Alex, you eat already or not? Jovan, come quickly. Nigel, see what? See? Chen Xing, why you so like that one? Tianyi, but then, Ricky, wow, so lah. You get the idea, Kaiwen better still. Drink go down means 喝下去啦. So jump go down 就是跳下去哈. Okay, so Singlish, ladies and gentlemen, the Singlish itself kind of project our nationality. So Kaiwen and the rest of you, one day you all graduate, go to US or other country, you graduated already. So you and your wife and your husband go to honeymoon. You met someone in the shop, like say in France or in Germany or in Italy, then someone talk like that. Hey dear, quick leh. Then you approach them. Hey, you're from Singapore one ha. Yeah, lor, you also ha. Yeah, lor, no, you see. So the Singlish itself, like Esperanto itself, does it create a languages that kind of transform, translate, and way of communicates? Language is more powerful, in my opinion, than numbers. So China itself will not be able to
Also become the international language? Nope. Okay, the question of the day. If you're watching this video, you obviously speak English, but how about the other people you know and the people in your area? How well do most of them know English? And for native speakers of English, what's been your experience using English while traveling? Have you found it easy to get around using English? Does it depend on the location? Let us know in the comments down below. Be sure to follow Lang Focus on, all those social media things I mentioned in every video. And once again, I'd like to say thank you to all of my Patreon supporters, especially these wonderful people right here on the screen for their monthly pledges. Thank you for watching.
So do you tell me that if China were to, you can see now the four major areas, right? If China will never be able to do it because first of all, they have WeChat, they banned YouTube, and they come out their own kind of 平台, their platform. Why? Honey, since you are like very supportive China, are you from China also?
No, but my father is.
You also from China, like you also from China. Our ancestors are from China. Okay, okay. Why? Why China will not be able, or Chinese will never be the dominant language in the world?
In personality, I like to have a fair view of everything, but because China they prefer independence by themselves and they want to succeed in their own goal without that much partnership or anything. I don't think they can succeed in their goal, but if they let down those barriers and they decide to work better with other countries outside, yeah, they just might become the new dominant language. But because the United States is still there, it's like not that possible.
United States is the 眼中钉 lah, the thorn in your eyes lah.
No, not really. I prefer to have a fair view of everything.
Okay, fair enough. To me, it is it's the thorn in the eye now. Jimmy, what do you think, Jimmy? IP student. Why do you think China will not be, or Chinese as in Mandarin, will not be the main language? Not sure. Just give you your 2 cents worth of thoughts. Why?
I'm not sure. I never really thought of it before.
Okay, so just think of it because your set 2, set 3, 4 will be doing all these kind of topic in IP. It's going to be very tough. All right. So Intake, what do you think? Any idea? Okay, last but not least, Ricky, what do you think? Do you think Mandarin will be the main focus language for the world?
I know I previously said yes, but I think looking at the video, I kind of agree with the guy.
It will happen, my dear. Ricky, it will one day happen. If you look at the history, that's why they call 中国.
Yeah, but
中国 means the Middle Kingdom, right? So it will. But whether is it your generation, your great-grandchildren generation, we don't know lah. That's why I doubt so, right? But it will. But you think not lah? Okay. So the reason might be because of not just language barrier, but because Chinese Mandarin is one of the difficult language to learn. Agree lah? Especially the 笔画, the stroke. Right. Yesterday I'm teaching my son to do the Chinese primary 3 作文. I also forget some of the words. It's the 笔画 that's very hard. In fact, learning, you realize a lot of 老外 who want to learn Chinese, the first thing is they go to 少林寺. Like Taiwan, you know 少林寺, right? You know 少林寺, no? Jovan, you know what is 少林寺, right? They go to learn the martial art from the Shaolin Temple. First, they have to learn the Mandarin one. If not, then how to do the martial art to fight. 洪拳, 一拳, 两拳, excuse me, speak to my Google Siri. Okay, so let's go back to this one here. We are talking about today we are talking about how we're going to write. So for express student, this is one of my formula that I use for paper 1, 2, 3, and 4. Just to give you snippets of it. I think Alex has seen that before. Okay, as well as Sington is not here. So this is how I teach my English classes, weekly basis. Okay, and I came up this format, how to do for paper 1, okay, paper 2, then of course paper 3. How do we analyze? Hanley, you're express student, right? Or IP?
Express.
Okay. Anyone from NA here? Nigel, don't stress. Nigel, don't stress. Nigel, relax. Anyone from NA here? Nobody, Whether you're NA or express, we are talking about this. These are paper 1, 2, and 3 and 4. Okay? So paper 4 oral, of course, I will teach you how to talk and present yourself, your rhythm, your ta-dum, how you read. Okay? Like section A, editing, 10 marks, time spent, 12 minutes. You don't read like section A, editing, 10 marks, time spent. You must have the rhythm. That's what I mean from here. Okay? Now, without further ado, let's look at this one here. Which is more important to you, numbers or word? Now, from this corner of your screen, on the left side of your screen, you can see one of them is Albert Einstein and one is Socrates. Socrates is a person who asks a lot of questions. Now, is language important to us? You look at this one. You must, let's see. Chen Xi, will you mind read to the class, please? You must.
You must take $2,740 every single day for 365 days to make just over 1 million in a year.
Okay, Chen Xi, you see the one with the yellow and the one with the green and the one with the big gold color, no? Which one do you think is more prominent to you? 真是，哪个不是刺眼，very eye catching？
The dark yellow.
A year, is it?
A year,
A year, right? You realize, thank you. I purposely make this. You realize the word is must every single days, million a year. So make, no, I didn't put the make. You see, $2,740 every single day. So every day you must make 2.7K a day for 365. That means you cannot rest, no, to make 1 million. And then within 1 year, you will become a millionaire. So whether is it words or number important? Guys, I want to have a survey now. You are number 1. So Kaiwan, don't mind, joke. So Kaiwan, you are number 1. Then you feel very proud. Wait, you are number 1, a bad guy. Make me very sad. Make me very bad. Make me very mad. I'm going to tell your dad because you don't make me glad. Then you say, Uncle Raymond, shut up. Why you say that? Then instead of telling you are number 1, you're the 20th, you're 99, you say, Kaiwan, you're well done. You passed and did very well. I'm so proud of you. Honestly, your children, Nigel, which one do you prefer? When people say you are number 1 in the class, or the other one that your teacher say, class, please give a round of applause to Nigel. He did very well. He used to fail a few subjects. Okay, he don't come to school often. No, not like that. I'm just example only. I don't get angry. I don't after my house and with me. Okay, then he's really always played truant, but now he had done the best. He's top in the class and top in the whole cohort set too. Please give him a round of applause. Nigel, you agree? The worst is better than number 1. Agree?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you choose. Okay, like you see, this is $1 billion and you have $0. Okay, you got $500,000. But if somebody say, well, Inting is $1 million, it's a millionaire, no, Inting is a millionaire. But do you know what? She's not a selfish person. She gives the money, half of her wealth, to help the poor people. He donates her money to charity. Inting, you feel proud of people using the words to describe you than to say you're $1 million, right? True enough, Inting. You agree, huh? Okay, so a quick one, because it's 11:30, might take a bit longer. So let's vote. Nigel, okay, Alex, help me to count the vote for me, Alex. Nigel, number or words?
Words.
Okay. Jovan?
Words.
Tianyu? Words, huh? Can you say words? Thank you. Words. Long Jie,
Words.
Kai Wen,
Words.
Ying Ting, Ying Ting, words, huh? Okay, Han Ning,
Words.
Alex,
What?
Vicky,
Words.
Sensi.
What?
So please, ladies and gentlemen, please write down on your piece of paper. Since words are the most important, do you realize something? Always use words within 12 to 15 words per sentence. Mommy, you are one of the best in my life. I forever love you. Or is it better to say, Chen Si, Mommy, you're number one. Oh, Jimmy, I haven't asked you. I'm sorry, Jimmy, you're out just now. Jimmy, what's our number?
What?
Okay, all of you, thank you, Jimmy. All of you agree that words beautified makes things more interesting, right? So you are number one doesn't mean you're good or bad. Nobody knows, I agree, So words itself describe, okay, for example, if you say, Mommy, you're number one, of course your mommy will feel good, right? Alex, right? Agree, right? But if you say your mommy, you are not only number one, you are the best in my life. You are better than my wife. So Chen Si, you next time you say, Mommy, you're number one in my life, you are better than my husband. Would you think your husband will get jealous? No, right? Because your husband will say the same thing to his mother, which I don't think you'll get jealous, right? Chen Si, correct? Unless your husband say, you're better than the other girlfriend. Then you say, excuse me, what do you say? Correct. So in life, ladies and gentlemen, words speaks volume right now. If you don't believe, later you go and do it. Write a sentence that within 12 to 15 words per sentence. See how many words can you describe your mom. One of the best. The 3A, your mom is always the most awesome, most attractive in your life, and most attentive. You agree now, Vicky? Without your mom, who lost so many bloods during the process of giving birth to you, do you think today you can sit here and talk to me? No way, right? Agree now, Long Jie, 对吗? Mommy is the most important, right? That's why you see Long Jie very bad, no? 他们就唱天下的妈妈都是一样的，他有唱天下的爸爸都是一样的，有吗? See guys, how to be a good father like that? You see, mommy always number one, nothing wrong. Yue Fei mother is one of them. Mengzi mother is one of them. Kongzi mother is one of them. So mom is still number one. But how do we describe the words? So today's lesson is about, since you all agree that words are so important in your life, for goodness sake, start to read, start to talk, start to communicate, start to write, start to listen, start to use as many words, any vocab words. Like Esperanto, just now, the words are a language franca and de facto. All these words are the vocab words that you're going to use. Okay. What is Aragon? Okay. Can you see this picture here? Can you find Africa? Here, right? Can you find a cheetah here? Can you find an eagle here? Can you find a bottle here? Then can you find a dolphin here? What is the purpose of this test? Okay, English is that you must be I for Taiwan. What is the next word to add? I for what? Start with D, end with L.
Wait,
You
something
can
that
find
starts
the
with I
virus.
starts
Well
with
done, Nigel. You can find the virus. Well done. Not many people can find that. No? Well done, Nigel. Because I did the test for that. Sorry, Kaiwan.
You edited it.
I edited it. This
Is
one?
it? Wait, I for detail, right?
Yes, eye for detail, correct. Well
Oh.
done. Now, you see, English, you must be very eye for detail. So this is a little test for my, for my primary students. Though. So when I put this Africa map, I got one primary student asking, Uncle Raymond, is this a map of Africa? Is this a continent? Then they look at the fish. Then you say, why do you put the dolphin here? Is it because the dolphin is supposed to be in the oceans? And then the cheetah, is it supposed to be the land of this camouflage? And then eagle. They say, eagle, why you put under the leaf? Because I can't find the sky that is big eagle. So I put it here. Then you see the water bottle is about eco-friendly things. Okay, so this is an eye for detail things. Then you must be very meticulous, okay, and then you must be very able to scrutinize through when you read your passage. Why? English is a global language. Studying English can help you to find a job. Learning English can help to meet people, and many scientific papers are written in English. In fact, most of the days that you're going to study all the way to university, unless one of my China student, ex-China student, my school's China student, recently he decided to go to Japan and study in university, and he mastered the Japanese language all himself. He did not go to school. Guess what? He make it. He asked me to write a testimonial to the university of one of the Tokyo University and say why he deserved to be in a place in Japan, one of the university. And that is not really written in English. I mean, written in English. Sorry, it was written in English, but he need Japanese language. Okay. And all of you, if you are interested to study in Germany, the education there, as what I know of, is free. All the university in Germany is free, provided you need to know how to speak German and write German. So English is the language of the internet, as you watched the video just now. Traveling is very easy. English is one of the most important languages for business. So Hanling, being a businessman, not only you must know English, but you must know Mandarin and other languages. That will help you. And with English, you can study all over the world, which is true. But like I say, for the next 50 to, I predict for the next 50 to 100 years, English will stay on as it is. But the second language is your mother tongue, which is your Mandarin, Chinese. Okay, so this is my book, inside my book here, the guidebook to better English. I have my own book. Okay, and tomorrow lesson I will show you. Okay, we must know what is the past, present, future tense. Don't look at it, it's so easy like nothing. But sometimes when you write your sentences, set to student, remember 12 to 15 words, set to student, what is a noun? You know there are different types of nouns, there are different types of adjective, there are different types of vocab. Okay, what else? There are different types of prepositions. And then what is free spot? Alex, can you tell the class please? You won't find these, Kaiwan. You will not find this in any school.
Wait, I forgot. I forgot what this for.
You forgot already, Okay,
Yeah.
you can be with me for 1 year and still forgot, Alamak, why?
You
guys,
haven't mentioned it. You haven't mentioned it for like 2 months already. I forgot. I haven't used
every
it.
time I put in my lesson plan, my dear, you did not listen. Okay. Free spot stand, the F stand for favors. Okay, have you heard of Kenny? Have you heard of favors called 狼来的故事? Have you heard about the 3 little pigs? The cry wolf. Okay, favors is to teach you of the moral of the story. Okay. I stand for Jovan. Have you heard of I stand for idioms? Raining cats and dog. Nigel, have you heard of the P? Proverbs. All wells and the ends well. A friend in need is a friend in need. That's a proverb. Okay. Ricky, have you heard of O stand for occupation? Right. Just now we went through, right? What kind of occupation you want to do? And the last P, Chen Si, have you heard of zoo, cinema, tuck shop, canteen, toilet, library? These are called places. This is only can be found in my book called Fistpot. And this is the book, Guidebook to Better English version 2. Okay, this is my version 2. It took me 10 years to write this book. Okay, and inside the book, there are about 1,500 vocab words. And inside the book, there are also differentiation between the British and the American spelling. Okay, and also some favorite stories inside there. Student asked me, can I buy this book in Popular? Unfortunately, no. I have not decided to talk to them to sell my book there. So my brother-in-law is in printing, so I get my brother-in-law to print the book for me. Okay, so I sold a couple of them to some of my students and friends. So finally, what are these? Okay, we'll talk more about it tomorrow. All right, so these are the things that you need to know. Now there are different types of nouns. When to use nouns, all is inside the books. But here today, for the next 4 days, I'm not going to tell you every single thing. We just tell you why you need to study all this for your coming set 2 English. All right. So this is the octagon. Alex, maybe Jamie, I'm not sure. Jamie, have you heard of the names in Chinese called 八卦？那个八卦，听过吗？天宇，八卦听过吗？翰林有没有听过八卦 ？Alex， 陈曦有听过八卦吗？那个八卦啊。So I also come up my own English version of octagon. So in octagon, first you write a sentence like, for example, John the doctor is elated that he's going to the airport with his family for their well-deserved and a wheel of a time holidays. So John, his family is under the nouns. So this is a formula that you can use it for your children next time on your own. Or you even can start your own tuition center by using this formula. So I put in, Kaiwan, do you play Lego when you're young? Everyone play Lego, right? So Lego got circle, triangle, different shapes and sizes. After you finish playing, of course, you put them into different shapes and sizes in the boxes, right? Easier for you, correct? Of course, you can dump everything into one box, but then you take time to locate, right? But if you separate them, you can compartmentalize and categorize. It's easier. So this is something like a Lego, right? So you can see prepositions, you can see agreements, antonyms, synonyms. You know what's antonyms, right? Opposite meanings, synonyms, same meanings. And then you have verbs and tenses, you have vocab and gender, and then you have free spot, favors, idioms, similes, proverbs, occupations, and places. So these are the things that you form from a sentence from John all the way to the holidays. You can separate them into this. By putting all these, if you write a sentence and you cannot put this into these 8 boxes, excuse me, guys, that means you got some grammar issue to do already. You have to do something about it. Agree, honey? For example, if you know half base times height is area of triangle, right? True. Length times breadth is for area. I'm just giving an example because I'm not very good in math. So half base times height, how are you going to explain to your children next time by using half base times height? So you can come up, okay, half is here, then you use a triangle to put here, then you put the base here, then you draw the formula here, half base times height, then you give the example. Okay, this is what I meant here. Okay, and this is the whole content of my books. The whole contents. You won't find many books in Popular. Don't believe me. You go and check if you go to Popular. If you can find a book similar to all the content here, I say you're good. All right. Because it took me about 10 years. This is version 2, no? Can you imagine version 1 I wrote in 2004 or 05? Okay, this one was published in 2017, I think 17 or 18. Okay, so everything is there. Of course, during the lesson, Alex will be teaching, but Alex is in the creative writing skills. So let's start with the noun to form, for example. Okay, this is, I use it for my upper primary and also my O-level students. So there are 6 things in noun. What are the 6 things? Quick one. Okay, let's ask Jovan. Before we end the class, come.
People, name, things.
Very good. Very good, very good. Okay, enough. Give people a chance. Jimmy? What is noun? Yes, Jimmy?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Sorry, I can't hear you. Can you speak louder?
What do you mean?
There are 6 things that so Jovan said one of the noun is called people, right? Jovan? People.
Objects.
Objects, okay, thank you. Vicky?
Places.
Places, Taiwan?
Just living things in general.
Okay. Chen-Si?
Certain apps 跟我 set 没有去的 for 午餐时间。
Sorry, Han Ling, you
Places.
say something? Places? Han Ling, you say something?
No, I just forgot to mute my mic.
This is the fundamental to start to understand what is the object and the subject, or subject and the object, or who is the subject, who is the object. So in a court case, you must think the subject is this, your client is this, guilty or not guilty. So when we talk about now, we have to talk about 6 different things. The people, the animals, places. This is the most fundamental, the basic. Please get it to your head. So every time when you write a sentences, you must know all these things. Okay, let's go to you, Alex. Now for the IB students, what is this? I think set 2, they are getting more tougher, right? I think you know when you're reading the passage, you must add the 4 EOI. What is the evidence? Where is the evidence to support the text? Okay, as far as students don't switch off, you will definitely help you later on in your set 3, set 4, even in your A level. Because the IP student have to do this since set 2 all the way to your A level. So like it or not, set 2 student for IP student is very important. Okay, so you need the evidence, explain what is it supporting, the explanation, how the reader, later I'll give you the example, okay? And then the evaluations, when this event trigger, your opinion, after finish reading the whole entire passage, IP student, you have to write your reflections in 150 words to 250 words, depend on set 2, 3, and 4. Why and how is this such an issue? I use Peter Pan as a very good example. So if you are free, later I'll download in the Google Classroom, read this. So how do we use this analytical passage here? You know it's Peter Pan, okay? So by reading this, some of the words here, how do you know whether Peter Pan, what is the evidence to support that Peter Pan is looking for a different enjoyment? What kind of situation Peter Pan is involved? How do you prove that Peter Pan's, you see? They are saying that it is time for him to grow up and spend more time with adults. No, I don't want to be. I just want to be what I am to be children. Wendy does not like the idea of growing up. Why? This is where you have to think deeper. And the children go on the magical adventure where children never grow up. Is that really true? Was that really evidence to prove it? Why do you think that people are looking in the adventures, you see, where there are pirates, fairies, and countless adventures? Is that only, that's all? They use their imaginations. IP students and express students, or some of you are NA students, take note. It's about your opinion and what is it you feel. Now these 4 E's are very important because set 2 student, listen, because eventually when you go to set 3, you're doing social study, history, and geography, you need all these things. That's why when I ask you, like Alex, you want the pediatricians, child doctors, you have to find the evidence why the child is having a fever. You need to explain to the parents that why the child is having a fever by taking sample of the blood or the temperatures or maybe the ART test to evaluate whether this child is really having a fever or having a COVID. Then in your opinions, if it's not a COVID, then what kind of medicine, Dr. Alex Liu, will you want to give the child? Is it Panadol, or is it injections, or is it what do you call ice pack or things like that? And what kind of issue are you going to see monitor for the next 3 days? Is it due to chicken pox? Is it due to some virus attack? Get it? So you realize by what you're learning now will impact your future. Like Han Ling, you're a businessman. What evidence do you think you should collaborate with Starbucks? For example, you want to start a Han Ling cafe, Han Ling coffee, all right, for example. So you want to work with Starbucks. What evidence do you think the Starbucks want to work with you? You need to explain to your board of director or your shareholder. You have to give an example why you need to collaborate with Starbucks, not Coffee Bean, or not Ya-Kun, or not BreadTalk. You need to evaluate to say that why Starbucks will give you a better edge over the other competitors. In your opinion, that you strongly believe using a words and choice of words, that is language now. Of course, the number will come in because you say now Starbucks is #1 in Singapore and things like that. I work in Starbucks after when I quit my MOE. I worked there 9 months in Starbucks. And recently I worked in a Japanese restaurant. Do nothing but wash plate. I'm telling you, I'm telling you the truth. So that's how I do work. So doesn't mean every jobs, every opportunities, all applications must be fair and equal. Treat every job. Even some of my friends who is very highly educated, okay, go and do Grab food, go and do Grab car. Why? Because everyone write down this word. Please write down this word. There's only 3 alphabets. Before I end the lesson, please write down this word. I just sent to all of you. Taiwan, do you know what is that? Have you seen this word before? Yes? Nigel? Jovan? Tianyu? Longjie? Alex, you seen that before. If you tell you don't know, then you go and Google it. Ricky?
I know.
Jamie? Jamie? Hanling and Chen Si, have you seen this word EKE before? So go and find the meaning. It's called eat a living. 为了三餐而生存. My parents, in order to eat a living, have to go out to work, rain or shine, to bring food on the table for us to eat. This is a very super powerful word. You see, it's not like how much you earn. You can earn 10,000, 20,000, but are you going to eat a living just to bring food on the table for your family? That is what I meant. Okay, let's go. Thank you. Your secondary 2 journey starts here. And I will see you tomorrow for more exciting PowerPoint slides, which is we are talking about SWOT, the SWOT analysis, or creative thinking, to show you how the Japanese eat the hot dog within 12 minutes. Okay. All right. Let me stop sharing. Stop recording.